Weekday mornings 6 to 10 on WSKO Syracuse, a Cumulus Media station. The voice of the Central New York sports fan, The Score, 1260. Welcome to your home for local sports in Syracuse. Outside the Box Score with Mark Rowlands starts right now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Outside the Box Score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. That's right, Jim. Studio is looking quite vacant today. Solo show. No Josh Boheim joining me today. Josh did not go to the Belmont, as much as he wishes he did. He is not, as far as I know, in Saratoga Springs for the Belmont Stakes, which, of course, is happening tonight. No, he had a golf tournament today with the boys. Back-to-back days of golf tournaments, scramble golf tournaments for Josh. Some would say sans an invite for me, but that's okay. It's okay. I'm not bitter because I have to still be here to do the show every Saturday morning. So, nope, no Josh today, just me in the studio. It's okay, Jim. Josh and I did play golf on Thursday, so it's fine. Brought him out to Bellevue. I would like if Josh were to call in with an update. That would be great. I'm gonna set the over under. Knowing that group, I'm gonna set the line at 3.5 under par in a 4-man scramble. Not the best golfers, but they'll make a birdie or two. They'll throw a couple of birdies out there. So I'm going to set the line at 3.5 under par for that group of golfers today. I forget where the tournament is today. Yesterday, they played at Beaver Meadows up in Phoenix. Very nice course. Did not get an update on how far under par they went in there. They went at Beaver Meadows. Not sure, but yeah, probably not a great performance. Just cheat, other groups do. I personally think the cheating in charity scramble tournaments is ridiculous. Like, come on. Do you really care that much about winning a charity scramble tournament that you feel the need to come in and be like, yeah, we shot 43 or whatever these ridiculous numbers people come up with? And I know you can buy mulligans and you can buy shots and you can roll the dice and, I drove the green on a par 5. We were putting for 2. Whatever. Just stop it. Stone said on Twitter, I'd rather put thumbtacks under each one of my toenails and kick a street lamp than watch the Red Sox today. It's kind of how I feel. A heartbreaker last night for the Boston Red Sox in their first game against the New York Yankees. Yankees taking them down 9-6. This team stinks, Stoned. They're just not good. They are just not very good. Jim says just make the winners, if they cheat, go play one hole and see if they can play. I don't hate that. I don't hate that one bit. Jim, you weren't the only one that missed the half ounce, half hour this week. I also missed the half ounce, half hour because we didn't do it. I had quite a busy Thursday. Like I said, Josh and I played in the morning over at Bellevue, and then after that, I was swamped all day. I had rehearsal for one of the bands. Shout out Pillars of Autumn. Next gig coming up July 16th. When it's a Wednesday night at Ales Wine and Whiskey downtown. Make sure to check that out. Or actually, no, it's not the next gig. Next gig is June 21st at my buddy Fred's house, who's in the band. We are playing a party at his house. The flyer for that should be going out pretty soon, but that's coming up in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks from today, actually, that Pillars of Autumn will be back together. So then after that, July 16th at Ales Wine and Whiskey downtown, And then I have to double check the day for Sketched in Stone, my other band. That is July 12th, Saturday night, 6 to 8 p.m. at TK Tavern on the Hill on Onondaga Hill. So the bands are starting to get back out there a little bit, which is nice. I'm also sitting in with a group at Bellevue on August 3rd. That one not really open to the public, though. So that's just a members-only gig. Stone asked if we can do it this Thursday. I should be good this Thursday. I'll let you know, pal. But I know I have Thursday off from work again, so I should be able to do Thursday night for the half ounce half hour. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Go to Stone Sports Podcast on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. It's all over the place. I'll be tweeting out the link that Thursday as well. There are a lot of things to talk about in the world of sports, especially in college sports. Big landmark case yesterday. Judge okaying a $2.8 billion settlement to bring revenue sharing into college sports. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into this right now because we are about to take a timeout, and this requires a lot of in-depth conversation. It is something that we knew we were on our way to something like this, and where it appears that colleges will be able to pay the players themselves thanks to revenue sharing. But it is official that amateurism in the world of college sports is 100% dead. It was pretty dead. It was knocking on death's door. Dead as a doornail. I mean, college sports are now professional sports. It's just the way it is. So we will go in depth with the new landmark case that happened in the world of college sports just yesterday, later on in the show. But huge news in the world of college sports. In college softball, Texas beat Texas Tech to win their first NCAA softball title. We'll talk more about that. Oklahoma going down a lot earlier than people thought they would to Texas Tech, who advanced to the finals, but they end up losing to Texas. Knicks fired Tom Thibodeau. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world of sports. So we will talk about all of that. The French Open going on right now. I got Sabalenka versus Goff on in the studio right now. Sabalenka taking the first set 7-6. Goff currently off to a 4-1 lead in the second set as Sabalenka is trying to win her first French Open title. Phone lines open the entirety of the show, 315-671-1260. I'd be surprised if we didn't hear from a certain Saratoga Pat today, because you know where Saratoga Pat is on this fine Belmont weekend. He's in lovely Saratoga, New York. We'll make sure at some point I'll get the official Saratoga Pat pick for the Belmont Stakes going off tonight. We'll break down all the horses, that and much more coming up here on Outside the Box Score, your home for local sports in Syracuse on the Score 1260.
The Hyundais are here. That's right, 400 Hyundais.
More like Choklahoma. Ha! Got him. I'm still like, is that where that's where the camera goes. Okay. Didn't have time to set up properly before the show today. Mark, I'm calling to talk Sox. Hey, call to talk Sox whenever, man. 315-671-1260. Team stinks, man. Yeah, the Man-Child Show poster is gone. Man-Child Show going fully digital coming up. So only a couple weeks left of the show on the Score 1260. The end of an era coming up. Lurch brought it back home. Soon enough, I will be the only local program on this station. You didn't hear from me, but they're going fully digital now. So, Jim, you always wanted them to have a camera. Outside the box score, what's the name where you're calling from? Hey, Jamie, I'll try and hold. No more 10 to 12. Yeah, we got Jamie on the phone lines. Good. I'm hoping these phones ring off the hook today. Yep, all podcasts. Gonna be all on YouTube and all that stuff, which good for them. It's a move that Lurch and I have talked about for a little while for them, so I'm glad they're going through with it. Stone got some new samples from work. Oh boy. Oh boy. They'll still be releasing at like the same time when they do release. It's going to be a regular schedule. Yeah, rigid schedule, Stone, something that we don't understand with our bi-weekly show that's never been bi-weekly. At least I have to have a rigid schedule for this show. If I was just a podcast, oh boy. When I had a podcast, we always released at the same time. It was always Mondays at noon. Shout out Hot Stove, I miss it. And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse on the Score 1260. Going to jump over to the phone lines. We got Jamie, the FedEx guy, chiming in. Jamie, what's going on, pal?
Hey, Mark, how you doing today, fella?
I'm doing well, my friend. What's on your mind?
That's cool. That's cool. I'm doing good. What's on my mind is I don't like Alcaraz. I don't like Sinner, but Sinner's won the U.S. Open and an Australian back-to-back, and we don't like cheaters, so I guess I'm going to have to root for Alcaraz tomorrow.
And it's so hard to root for Alcaraz or to root against Alcaraz on clay because, as we know, he is just the baby Nadal. So he's such a good player on clay that for me it's hard to bet against him. I haven't even checked the line. I have already lost money on the French. I did bet Djokovic against Sinner. More is a spite pick against Sinner.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you. I'm not getting down with the cheater. But it was a spite pick to be sure. But I really wanted to be in on Djokovic for the first time ever because I've never been a Novak fan. as I think we've discussed. I'm a Federer guy through and through, and never really liked Djokovic. I even like Nadal better than him. So it was hard for me to bet the Joker, but I had to.
Holy cow! Yeah, I messed. Even though I would have lost money, I messed up because I went the first day of the tournament when it was already started, and they won't let me do a bet on Djokovic to win the whole thing because the tournament already started.
Oh, I was able to get him. I did also bet him live, to win the whole thing. Right before the match against Sinner, he was like plus 900, but I was like, throw $5 on it and see what happens. The line right now, Jamie, for that match, which is tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, split even odds, minus 110 either way. It's a pick 'em.
That's cool. I think it's gonna be a 4-set Alcaraz win.
I like that. Hey, I could see myself doing a little set betting. Alcaraz 3-1, it juice those odds a little bit. I could see myself throwing that down.
And Mark, it was really awesome that you just said you're a Federer fan through and through because that's my guy as well. Even though I like Djokovic better than Nadal because he's an all-court player, but Federer, nobody dominated sport like he did from like 04 to 09 or 05 to 09. I think it was 04 to 09.
Yeah,
he dominated sport.
I'm looking at the results right now. So here's what he won between 2004 and 2009. He won 3 Australians, a French, 5 Wimbledons, and 5 U.S. Opens.
Yep, and the Wimbledon and the U.S. Open was 5 in a row, in a row, and then he got to the 6th straight U.S. Open final in 09 against Del Potro, where he was up 2-1, and he blew it because he got mad about a late challenge call by Del Potro when they were sitting down, and Del Potro's like, I guess I'll challenge that ball, and Federer lost it, and then he just didn't recover, or he would have won 6 straight.
The reason I was always a Federer guy, it was the finesse in his game. Djokovic was always the power player. Nadal, like you said, it was the sheer dominance on one surface. And Nadal won the career slam. It's not like he was a slouch on the other surfaces. The guy won 4 U.S. Opens, but the sheer dominance on clay was like, it was a sight to behold. But Federer being able to do it on every surface, the French being the only one that he only won once. But to be able to do it on every surface and the unparalleled finesse in his game. I've never seen anything like him. And I'm not the world's biggest tennis fan. Josh is a much bigger tennis fan than I am, but I grew up watching a fair amount of tennis. I've always watched all the Grand Slam events, and Federer just amazed me every single time he stepped on the court.
Absolutely. And Mark, before you took your first break, going over all the sports, I don't think you mentioned Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers.
I wasn't planning on mentioning it. Here is what I will say on the entire Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers situation. It is a player I don't care about going to a team I don't care about. I'm sick and tired of Aaron Rodgers. The guy's like 72 years old. He had an okay season last year, and people are saying, "Oh, he's got DK Metcalf now." Yeah, what good is DK Metcalf going to do if he's wide open 30 yards down the field and Rodgers can't get the ball to him? Like, it's every Aaron Rodgers move right now is a publicity stunt. I'm sick and tired of him. I've been sick and tired of him since he was on the Packers. And I'm just done. The guy needs to shut his mouth and retire. 2 things that I'm convinced he'll never do.
That's funny, Mark. And then, hey, Mark, the Champs League is renewed, so you can go into the league settings and get your team name locked in 3 months in advance, like I did.
I don't remember if I already did that or not. I feel like I did.
Think you might be. I think you might be team to be determined. I think.
Oh no, I am currently team name TBD. But I do have the current logo I have is the cover of my favorite Spider-Man comic. which I
nice.
which I do not remember doing. I do not remember making that the team logo. Zero recollection of that. So either Paul did that and he just knows me way better than I thought he did. Or I did that after a trip to Myers Creek. So we do have Al in the big Al in the chat, Jamie, and he's got a message for you.
Okay.
He said, "I wonder if Jamie is ready to come in last in fantasy football. ... again."
No, that was a couple years ago, and then I almost finished 5-3 once again last year. I pulled it out of my rear end. I think the last week of the season, I had a chance to get knocked down again, and Jonnu Smith in overtime saved my life.
Yeah.
Against whatever team he played.
Jamie, I said it on the Man-Child show the other day. I'm thrilled to finally be a part of the Champs League. I'm thrilled to have my name on the prestigious Chumps League trophy, which is of course also known as the Horse's Ass Award. And I'm thrilled to be a part of this, and I cannot wait to stick it to all of you after making my way up from the depths of hell, starting in the Triple C League, immediately moving up to the Chumps League, and then but barely making it out alive in my first year in the Chumps League, going all the way up to the top and winning. I'm gonna do it again. I'm going to have my name on that Champs League trophy, and you are gonna have to deal with me at that live draft for years to come, because I'm not going anywhere. And my favorite part about it, especially like in the finals this past year in the Chumps League when I beat Boy Green, my favorite part is he lives and dies on fantasy football. And it is like the 25th most important thing in my life at any given time. I put zero effort into it. I didn't make a single trade this past year in the Chumps League. I think I made like 3 waiver wire pickups, and then that was just my team. And that it just shows that from pillar to post, I just had the best roster. On draft night, I had the best roster, and on championship night, I had the best roster. So I plan on doing that again.
All right, that sounds great, my man. It's a whole nother world up in the Champs League. And Big Al, stop hiding behind your computer and call Mark's show. Let's hear your voice, dude.
Listen, I appreciate everyone in the chat just as much as I appreciate you and all the callers out there. Jamie, have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend if you're out on the roads working. And talk to you soon, all right?
All right, thanks, buddy. Have a good day.
All right, there he is, Jamie, the FedEx guy calling in. He always has to throw the fantasy football in there. And, of course, the Aaron Rodgers thing, because he knows Aaron Rodgers has pushed my buttons for a number of years. If any regular listener to this show or the Man-Child show has noticed, I have been sick and tired of talking about Aaron Rodgers for like 4 years. The guy is just it's all just publicity and bull crap. So that's my thoughts on that. We do have to take another timeout. We'll come back and we'll discuss all the things going on in college sports. $2.8 billion settlement being reached by a judge to include revenue sharing so colleges can directly pay athletes. We'll get into all the ramifications of that and much more when we come back on Outside the Box Score.
Every success you've had.
I'm just waiting for Boy Green to get with the times. I'm tired of kickers and defenses in fantasy football. Now, have I won weeks with kickers and strictly on the strength of my kickers and defense? Absolutely, but I'm tired of it. We might have lost Stone. Haven't seen him in a bit. He said he was going to call in and talk about the Red Sox. Oh, yeah, I do have to text Pat.
No one sells or stocks more pre-owned vehicles than Drivers Village. Over 500 used, one location. Shop the used car and truck warehouse and everywhere at Drivers Village. See more.
Just texted him.
Used.com.
I haven't even done my. I haven't even looked at the horses yet. Did well at the Preakness, using Pat's picks. So Pat said he will be calling in shortly. So I have a feeling that's. I mean, it's journalism versus sovereignty, but there's no. Oh, there is a Velasquez horse. Okay. I know he is boots on the ground. Boy, I was just looking at race 3 and there's a million scratches. Goes off in 27 minutes. Wonder if Belmont got the rain that we did yesterday. Hopefully the weather holds up today. I'm hoping for a not muddy track. And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. Something that will affect two local colleges, the NCAA, reaching a landmark deal yesterday, approved by Judge Claudia Wilkin between the NCAA and lawyers representing all Division I athletes. The House versus NCAA settlement ends 3 separate different lawsuits, including the ability for colleges to directly pay players over the next 10 years. This is a 10-year deal to start. Starts in the 2025-26 season, so right after the end of this current college sports season, which will conclude with the Men's College Baseball World Series. Starting in the 25-26 academic athletic year, schools can pay roughly $20.5 million to athletes, which they can split up however they want, which will increase every year over the next 10 years. These new payments are in addition to scholarships and other benefits the athletes might already receive for attending a certain school. This deal also includes $2.8 billion in back damages to be paid out over the next 10 years to athletes who competed in college at any time from 2016 through now. So for the last 10 years, anyone who played a sport Division I is eligible to receive back damages from colleges. Friday's order, this is according to the ESPN article, Friday's order is a major milestone in the long push to remove outdated amateurism rules from major college sports. Now, that's an interesting line for me. Do I think a lot of the rules imposed by the NCAA were outdated? Yes. Do I think that athletes who perform at Division I schools deserve to receive financial compensation for their efforts? Yes. Do I think essentially signing these players to a contract for the school to pay them directly is the way to do this? No. I have long said that any revenue sharing in college sports should come from the television networks that air college sports. That's always been the way I considered it. And Jim brings up a great point. Does Title IX apply only to opportunity or to revenue sharing also? I would hope it would include the revenue sharing. Do I think we are going to see multiple scandals over the next few years involving female athletes getting paid significantly less than the male athletes and lawsuits to come? Yes. Now, Jim asked why. I'm assuming this means he means to my point about the television networks. If I am Cooper Flagg and I'm the star player at Duke, and Jim, let me be as football is the big one, obviously, but let me explain. If I'm Cooper Flagg and I'm the star player at Duke, or go back even further to before guys got paid, if I was Zion Williamson, if I was Christian Leitner, if I was one of these star players at a star university who air my games on national television twice a week, who is constantly talked about on the network, who the network makes Lord knows how much money from airing my games, why shouldn't that be where the money comes from? In my opinion. Now, you have the argument of football where Notre Dame and their contract with NBC, you would have Notre Dame football players all making millions and millions of dollars. This is why I think there should be a cap on how much people can make, and there should be a floor to what they can make. That way, everyone is within a similar range based on how much they are nationally televised. You look at Syracuse. As a program, they are still nationally televised, probably more often than they should be, but quite often, whether it be on ACC Network or ESPN or ESPN2 or the CW. Syracuse is on national television quite often when it comes to conference play. Now, do they generate as much revenue for ESPN as Duke? No. But I don't think it would be fair if Cooper Flagg was making $20 million, which is a totally made-up number, from ESPN, and someone like J.J. Starling made $2 million. There has to be a system where everyone is getting paid fairly. And you look at bringing up women's sports, the College Softball World Series is televised exclusively on ESPN from the regionals through the finals. And even before that, college softball is on ESPN all season. So you can still find a way for the money to come from television revenue rather than players seemingly signing contracts to play college sports. That's just where my thought process has always been, is these networks make so much money off of college kids that they receive none of it, that I always thought that was unfair. But we are not in that world. We are in a world where schools can pay $20.5 million per year minimum. That's just for this year. It will increase every year during the next decade. Straight to players. And hopefully everyone gets paid fairly, but I do not see that happening. Say you're a random school who has $20.5 million and they just say, you know what? I want to give Arch Manning, say you're BYU, who has a huge, huge backing from donors. And they say, I want to give Arch Manning $9 million of that. Something no other school would match, theoretically. Okay, what's going to stop them? And it feels different coming directly from the school than it does coming from boosters, coming from outside revenue, which the NIL era has been the Wild West with very little to no regulation, but it's just been, it was too much that happened too quickly. And I think it's the right direction for college sports to go. I just don't know if they're doing it right. So we'll see. Jim says, what about wealthy non-football schools? Those basketball players could be raking it in. Yeah, maybe. Maybe a star player at UConn, if they had, the center whose name always escapes me, the big guy that they won 2 national championships with. I don't know why I can never remember his name. Yeah, maybe UConn pays a guy like him. They have a football program, but they, it's not their strong suit. Donovan Clingan, thank you. Yeah, maybe they pay a guy like him an absurd amount of money, but it's the same as paying a quarterback an absurd amount of money. It's the same as paying a wide receiver an absurd amount of money. I just don't love the direction that this is currently going in, and I think that, or St. John's is another great example, Jim. I think it's the right thing to do to make sure these athletes get compensation for their talents and their abilities and how much money they bring in, but I don't know if this is the right way to do it. We'll see. It's a decade-long deal. We got a long time to figure it out. But right now, it makes me a little queasy thinking about it. We'll see. Hopefully the back pay to athletes is fairly determined, but we got a long time coming in the world of college sports, and amateurism in college sports is officially dead. We got to take another time out. We'll come back and talk about much more. I know we've still got another couple of callers that are going to call in. We're about to get our Saratoga Pat official outside the box score pick for the Belmont Stakes. So make sure to stick around for that here on Outside the Box Score.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams 4-day super sale and get 40% off paints and stains.
Yeah, Pat, you're good. I've already got Naira loaded up. Outside the box score. Alrighty, I'll throw you on hold, buddy. There he is. Saratoga Pat on the line. Oh, you know Saratoga Pat is boots on the ground. He's been there all weekend. He texted me yesterday telling me how much money he was up. The kid's on a heater. If only Josh could give a live update, Jim. It's a shame.
United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast. Inside the opening 45 seconds, watch it go! With that cannon of a left foot, all even at one. Never miss a game. What a start for the United
Guessing 9 a.m. tea time, over under 2.5 beers for Josh currently. I don't know what time they teed off today. I know yesterday they teed off at 11. Mark, how have you and Pat not become softball legends at this point in your life? Hell, we played together for like 3 years. We had a lot of fun on the softball field. And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the score 1260. Going over to the phone lines once again for a live remote. Saratoga Pat, boots on the ground in Saratoga. Pat, what's going on, pal?
How are you doing, Mark?
I'm doing well, my friend. How has your weekend been so far? Tell the people what the about the hot streak.
Oh my God! So I've been here since Wednesday. I got up to around $400 yesterday. I am not anywhere close to that anymore. Really got hammered in the last like 6 races yesterday. But you know, we're still like hovering towards even. So you know, can't really complain.
Okay, well that's fine. You know, all heaters come to an end at some point.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, but you're just coming back to level so you can perform for us today. You did well at the Preakness. You did well at the Derby. Well, I did well at the Preakness. Someone forgot to put a box in when they sent me a trifecta. Pat. And
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so I did well at the Preakness using your picks. So we're going to need the official Saratoga Pat picks for the Belmont today at Saratoga.
Okay, well, so here's the deal. Number one, it's going to be tough today to hit anything because it sucks here. It was so wet here. The rain sucks. It's going to clear up around 2 o'clock, but they canceled 2 races already. So it's going to be a tough day all around. There's going to be no turf races, which is real tough. But talking about the Belmont, I like the 267 exacta boxes there. I mean, I don't know. All the winners ran on wet surfaces in the last like 2 Triple Crown races. So I mean, you really can't bet against them. It sucks just picking that, but it feels like it's gonna be very chalky.
So 261 exacta box
267
or 267.
We're talking sovereignty, Baeza journalism.
Yep. Tell me about Baeza.
Fast, dude.
I
have
not heard much about this horse previously. So I just like, you know, we know about sovereignty, we know about journalism. And what do you know about Baeza? Tell us, do you know anything about the trainer, about the jockey? What's going on with this horse?
Yeah, actually, well, the trainer's actually not super well known on this, but the thing that everybody gets excited about Baeza is his mother is a big deal. Mother, I'm looking at it, Big Brown. It was a really fast horse too. So whenever you see a horse with that dam, people get really pumped up about it. So Baeza's great. Baeza ran very well. I think, yeah, he ran in the Derby, took the Preakness off. But yeah, no, people are really pumped on Baeza. But if you're also looking for a little value too, the Hill Road is actually really good. People think the Peter Pan race. People think the Peter Pan is the best warm up for the Belmont. That's an Aqueduct up in Queens. He won that pretty handily. So people have pumped on him too. That's 10-1 right now. I actually don't know what the live odds on it are, but people do like that. So if you wanted to add another horse to that exact box, it's not a bad choice.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it at 14 right now on Naira, so pretty good odds there. And of course, it's an Irad Ortiz horse. You know, great job.
Yeah, Irad's on it. Yeah, Irad's actually kind of getting hammered all week. Pretty disappointing yesterday. So I don't know. Watch out for that. But yeah, no, Irad really hasn't been running very well.
Oh, interesting. Do you have anything for any of the earlier races?
I got a lot in this upcoming race. I'm looking at the screen. We're at 19 minutes to post on that.
Yep.
On my iPad, looking at it. Hold on.
Race 3.
Great radio one here for me.
Yep.
I was 12, 14, 5 in the next one. 12 and the 14. But the 12, the Certified Lover Boy, really good horse. Ran up at Aqueduct pretty well. I believe his second last time out with a good race. Hasn't raced since April, so it should be fresh. Also really good on wet surfaces, and it's really muddy out here. So the 14 Certified Lover Boy, this one, that's the pick for that. If you're looking for a bomb somewhere, if you're looking for just like put a lot of money on one horse, I think that's the pick. Then you got the 14 Alternate Reality, another good horse running on wet surfaces. Don't know what the odds are right now. I can look over at the board, but it wasn't great. It was 8-1 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're looking at Magical Waves to 5, another really good horse on the wet surfaces. So that's really what I'm looking for here. A lot of the horses scratched already because this is supposed to be on the turf, so they took it off. So yeah, I mean those are the picks of the next race if you're looking at it.
Okay, I was about to ask what the reason was for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scratches.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these horses are European horses that came over, so they just like not only are they not running on dirt, they're really not running on the wet surfaces like they are in Saratoga.
Yeah.
So it's I do kind of understand a lot of these horses are the American horses that they just keep on, who do still train in these conditions. But you know, Belmont Saturday, it is pretty disappointing that they're not going to be on the turf. You know, Irish horse is actually really, really crushing it this week on the turf. There's been, I think if we're talking about yesterday, there was, I think, 3 races where 3 Irish horses finished in the top 4. So if you're looking tomorrow, it's supposed to be nicer tomorrow, and you see an Irish horse on the turf, that's probably a good pick.
Pat, I do, not to get too far off topic, but Coach Ale is in the chat, and he did have a request. He said, ask Pat about the Goon Squad. I would take that team to any tournament anywhere and done well.
That team was actually really good. When you look back on that team, there were some dudes on that team. I can't remember. There was, there was me. Obviously, there was me to start off.
Yep.
His son Jason. And then, man, he's gonna chime in. But I can't remember who the shortstop at ESM was, but he was really good. I think he might have played at Fisher. We had some guys in that team. I think Brandon Green was on that team too.
Oh, okay, sure.
He's a good player. He played club baseball at Syracuse for a little bit too. But yeah, no, that was a fun team. That was we played fall ball in like an ESM league. That was good.
He also said, Mark, how have you and Pat not been softball legends at this point? And I did have to remind him, we did play Beer League softball for a couple of years. Shout out the Pritch Productions team. We were terrible.
Sure, yeah. No, we were really bad. I'm telling you, my softball ability has really improved lately. I'm playing down here in the city with a team. We're a contender in this team. It's modified softball, so it's not slow pitch, but it's not fast pitch.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's like just the perfect level of like competitiveness for me.
Yeah,
I would say. So it's great. It scratches the itch a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we never fully got around to the real slow pitch. Like it was we needed something like the modified seems like it would be perfect for a group of guys like we had.
Yeah, everybody on my softball team right now play college baseball in some capacity, whether it be like D1, D2, D3, JUCO, or club.
Yeah.
So it's we all can play, but it's we all like take it like there's varying amounts of like competitiveness and like guys who take it like seriously. Like I told you, we have some big name dudes on that team. Like I don't know, we have an executive from the NHL who plays second base for us. So
That's pretty sick.
we have some. Yeah, we got some guys on the team.
All right, so just to recap before we let you go, the exacta box for the Belmont Race 13 267 and the exacta
267 journalism sovereignty by Aza.
And the exacta box for Race 3, which is just about to post in about 15 minutes here, is the 512-14.
Yeah, certified lover boy, that's the pick here.
All right.
So if you don't want to do a box there, just put the certified lover boy up top and then the other two on the bottom.
Love it.
That's how I play it.
Love it. I'll put that in as well. I just put those two boxes in, but I'll do certified lover boy and then the other two in a straight exacta as well. Pat, thanks.
I might get an exacta box tournament going later too. I'll text you.
Okay, yeah. If you do, let me know.
For sure.
Pat, always a pleasure. Thanks for the picks. Enjoy your time. What remaining time you have left at Saratoga. I know it's one of your favorite places on planet Earth.
Absolutely.
So.
I'll be here tomorrow too. So.
Oh, you'll be here tomorrow too?
Oh, absolutely.
Love it.
I've been here since Tuesday.
Yeah, I thought you would have came in like Thursday, but
no.
I should have.
No, I got a work situation that I'll text you about, so I'm taking some more time off.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we will talk about that off air, and I wish we had time. I think next week we'll get into the hypothetical I texted you about last night. Because I gotta
do some thinking on that.
Yeah, I gotta put some more time into that as well. So I think next week we'll catch up and talk about that. All right, buddy?
All right, dude. Good to hear from you.
Yep, good to hear from you. There he is, the one, the only Saratoga Pat, calling in for a live remote from Saratoga Springs. One more time out, we'll come back, and then I think Stoned is going to call in, and we are just going to bemoan about the Boston Red Sox for a few minutes. So stick around here on Outside the Box Score.
Ready to take the wheel on your next adventure? Consider a trucking career with
Yeah, I believe modified is just no windmill. Outside the box score. All righty, I'll throw you on hold, pal. Said outside the box score, and he goes, suicidal Red Sox fan. So we're going to get peak stoned today. Softball used to be huge up in O-Town until the late 90s. My dad played for a long time around here in Syracuse. Pat and I played a few years. He still plays, obviously. I no longer play. Half the guys we had on the team moved away. So, but yeah, we had a lot of fun playing down at Meacham Field in the Valley. And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. Going back to the phone lines. Phones ringing off the hook today. It's my good friend over Stone Sports Podcast. Stone, what's going on, pal?
Oh, not much, Mark. Just dreading watching the Red Sox later today because though there are so many better ways to spend my time, I continue to self-harm and watch this team.
I didn't catch much of the game last night. I had to work.
You didn't miss much.
So I got home, and my mom's sitting in the chair in the living room, and she goes, "Well, Mark, this is on." And last I checked, it was 5-0 in the first, and we flip it over, and that's when it was 8-1.
Like several Red Sox games the past couple weeks, it started with an absolutely horrendous first inning. I turned the game on late. It was I turned the game on. I was like, oh shit! Shoot! I forgot the game was on, and I tune over. It's at commercial break, so I Google real quick. I'm like, oh, what's the score? 7-1. Like, what happened? Walker Buehler's supposed to be the only semblance of a number 2 pitcher that we have.
Yep. Not great. The team has been borderline atrocious recently. The offense is starting to come around, I feel. Raffy's been on a tear.
Raffy is so good. Yeah, Jaron is so good. And then I don't know what they should just put their worst hitter in the cleanup spot because it doesn't matter who's there; they can't hit.
Yeah,
Baez was like the best player on the team for a couple weeks, and then they threw him in the 4-hole. And not that he's been playing bad; he's still been better than most of the lineup, but he isn't doing what he was.
Abraham Toro is in the starting lineup.
Throw him in the cleanup.
It's bad. I mean, Marcelo Meyer will get there. Hit his first major league home run last night.
Yep. Dave O'Brien called it. He was like, "This would be a good spot for it. Sox need it."
so excited for his future. And can we please? Can we just call up?
Mark?
Why? Can we just call up Roman Anthony? For the love of God!
A team that should care about the arbitration years and the Kansas City Royals said, "Nope, no, we don't. We'll call up Jack Haglione right now." And then the Red Sox are just sitting there looking like dummies.
If you asked me last year, who out of the big 4 prospects for the Red Sox would be called up last with Christian Campbell, Marcelo Meyer, Kyle Teal, who we have since traded, and Roman Anthony.
Just got called up as well.
Yeah, that's the thing is Kyle Teal got called up yesterday. And I'm sick and tired of this guy being stuck in Worcester. And
look what happened. You didn't trade Willier in the offseason, which he was our best player for the first month of the year. So I'm not saying that I'd be happy if Willier Abreu was gone. But now you have this logjam in the outfield and absolutely zero pitching.
Yeah. It's so tough right now.
And they treated my boy Richard Fitz terribly. He's been your second best pitcher all year consistently. Decides to bail you out by doing his rehab starts at the big league level.
Yep.
He goes, "Yeah, actually, it's looking pretty grim over there. I'll help you out." He gets shelled in the first inning by the Angels. They're like, "Well, back to Worcester with you, pal. Let's get Cooper Criswell up here." Disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite, Cooper Criswell. That guy stinks.
Cooper Criswell and Josh Winkowski could drop off the face of the earth today, and I wouldn't notice.
You know who I can't stand? Zach Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
Me too. I don't think I like his face.
Yeah, it's his face. It's his right arm. It's all of it. Guy's not good.
We need Bregman back. We need Roman up, and there's absolutely zero excuse that he's not at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Make it work. Make something happen.
Well, pal, I hate to cut you off early, but I do have to end the show.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
phones were ringing off the hook today. I love it.
They were. Yeah, I love it too. But thanks for calling in, pal. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Absolutely appreciate you.
All right, there he is, Stone Sports, calling in to bemoan about the Red Sox. Something I will do probably the rest of the season, but I don't have any time to do more of it today. We got to wait until next week, 11 a.m. right here on the Score 1260. See you then. Peace.
Listen on radio. Smart speaker.